And it really is hard to believe that it's been a month since the tornado that devastated the Silver City and Rolling Fork communities. And it got a lot of press yesterday with GMA being there spotlighting the progress, but also what communities still needed. Joining us today is one of those ladies who got her time in the national spotlight, Ms. Tracy Harden. She is one of the founders of Chuck's Dairy Bar there, that's been up to some really good after some really hard things happened with the tornado. So, hey, Tracy.
Hey, how are ya?
You know what? I appreciate your time today, and I also appreciate the fact that yesterday you said, honey, any day but today, because it was so overwhelming in such a good way. So what was yesterday like there in Rolling Fork?
It was a wonderful day. Wonderful, even through all we're going through. It was really the first time where we had a big crowd, a really big crowd come together of our townspeople. Some of the people were able to come back home from Vicksburg and Greenville just to spend the morning with us and have a little breakfast from Chuck's, which I hadn't been able to have in over a month, and also to maybe be on live TV and share some of their experience. So just a wonderful day.
A day full of hope, but also a day to spotlight the fact that this is a long road for your community. But it also shined light on what the communities were like prior to March 24th, which going through Chuck's Dairy Bar's Facebook page, Tracy, it's a stark difference in sort of the change overnight, obviously, in what was your feed was like. Take us back, though, prior to that. You've had Chuck's Dairy Bar for 16 years. What was Chuck's like in its prime?
Oh gosh, it's my baby. It's just the place to come, just to eat, to talk, to love on people. It's just the place to be. If you want to shoot pool and listen to the jukebox, and just to get some love, just a place to be and full during lunch and kind of laid back in the afternoon. It was just a wonderful place to be.
And it will be a wonderful place to be. I know you've got plans in the works to make sure Chuck comes back, and really Chuck hasn't left. Immediately following the tornado, you guys bounced back with mobile food trucks feeding over 500 people a day, and you kind of haven't stopped that. But let's go back to March 24th. Was it just a regular day there at the dairy bar before, obviously, it wasn't?
It was. It was wonderfully busy that day. The weekends are a busy time for us anyway, but for some reason this one was busier. We could hardly catch our breath all day long. But I remember that night saying to the ladies, "Woo, I'm tired." I said, "I'm going to go back in the office and do payroll. That way, when y'all are ready to leave tonight, I can be ready to leave too." So no thoughts that anything bad was going to happen. We knew we'd have some windy weather, but just no real thoughts of being scared or anything like that. Just a regular old day, yeah.
When was it that you knew, Tracy, you needed to get yourself and your staff into the cooler or the food whatever it is that you guys got into for safety?
I was sitting in the office. My husband walked in, and I was sitting there working on payroll, and at 8:04, I got back-to-back messages from my daughter and my sister saying, there's a tornado on the ground, get to safety. And at that same time, the cashier was coming to the office, and the other ladies were following her. She was on speakerphone with her mother, and her mother was telling her there was a tornado on the ground. So thank goodness she was on speakerphone, and the other ladies heard, so they were all following her back there. And she's telling me that, and the lights blinked, and I just said cooler, and my husband grabbed the door. By then, the lights completely went out, and he was shoving us all into the cooler. And at 8:05, we did not have a roof on the building. So just a very short minute, we had time to get in that cooler and get to what we thought would be safe.
And then in the moments after, I'm sure, are a whirlwind, but it wasn't long after that you jumped right back into what you do best, which is reach out to your community. How important was it to get the mobile food truck up and running, to start feeding volunteers, to start loving on the folks that you've been loving on just in a different way?
That was the most important thing to me. And I remember getting up that Saturday morning and asking my husband, what am I going to do? I can't help anybody. But by that afternoon, I'd gotten a call from a gentleman by the name of Ken Blakeney, and he said he had a proposition for me, and would I want to cook? And of course, yes, I want to cook. And he offered up this food trailer to us at no cost, and he offered up food, and we've been able to cook for almost 4 weeks now with no cost to us. Just some wonderful people making donations, and it's been wonderful.
Well, I know there's been a lot of people coming in and out in transit there, helping in the ways that they can, their gifts and talents. But one thing that struck me in your interview with Robin Roberts on GMA was that you want it to be where the people can come back that call that place home. So what does Rolling Fork or Silver City need the most to get their residents back home, to get them where they can be back stable?
Yeah, we are ready for that. We want our kids back in our school system. We want our people back working in our town. And what we need is housing. And when we get those houses, we need to fill those houses so that they can get back home. So honestly, we need a little bit of everything right now, or a lot of everything. And people are really coming through for us. We've been seeing some FEMA housing start to come in, and it's going to be awesome to get our people back home.
And have Chuck's Dairy Bar there waiting for them. So I know that's sort of in the works, as you can at least say.
Yes.
Are you working towards getting Chuck's back up and running?
Yes, we met with a wonderful architect, Emily Poole. She is drawing up our sketch, and she's going to have that back to us sometime next week, and we'll be able to order our building and get moving. So, yeah, definitely.
One
we'll
thing
be
that's
back sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that's so such a bright light in times that are so dark is just the people who come together and sort of help, and then they don't leave. But we have to keep reminding that this is a long road. It's not a weekend fix, and that, Silver City and Rolling Fork and the Delta are going to need folks for a long time, and then to come back and sort of support. So, Tracy, when we come back to Chuck's Dairy Bar, when it's up and running again, what do we order? Like, what would be the thing that if we came in that Chuck's was known for? Because I was thinking it was an ice cream place, but it's not.
Yes. Well, honestly, we do make a really awesome shake. We make some really great shakes. Pineapple shake is one of the favorites. And a Chuck burger with some chili and slaw on it. We also have something called a strip steak basket. And those are three of the most awesome things that we're known for. But we have a menu with over 100 items on it. So we're just ready to get all of that back to our customers. Yes.
Is there a way that folks can continue to help, particularly Chuck's Dairy Bar or the community, if they feel led to today? Is there some place you would like to send us?
Yes. For the town as a whole, we have the First Baptist Church that has a fund for the town, and we've gotten some wonderful help through there, and they're able to dish that out to the community where they see the needs. And Chuck's individually, we have a GoFundMe set up, and that can be found on our page. And that is to go towards helping rebuild Chuck's, and also help the employees as we're waiting to rebuild. We have been able to keep everyone employed, but those are ways that people can help us.
Well, I think that people will. You just sometimes have to steer them in the right direction, Tracy. And, you still have our thoughts and prayers, but you also have our support. And I can't wait to have you back on and share the exciting news that Chuck's is back open.
Oh, gosh, please call me again. Please.
Oh, I absolutely
will.
will.
Glad to share that.
I want one of those pineapple milkshakes.
I can't wait to make you one.
All righty. Well, you have a blessed day, Miss Tracy.
You do the same. Thank you so much.
All righty. You guys stick with us. We got a few more good things for you coming up next.